everyone, it is Beth with Flying by the Sea. Hi everyone, it is Beth with Flying by the Seed of my plants, and I thought I would just show you how I do my setup for my grow lights. I have these shelves. These actually I ordered because I'm using these shelves in different areas of my house. I don't have a basement. I don't really have a place to leave my setup all year long. So these shelves I got, they sell them on Amazon, and they're foldable, collapsible, they fold flat, and they had them on Amazon, but Amazon was charging shipping. So I went and checked out a few other places, so I ended up ordering these shelves from Walmart because there was no shipping. And I think it was 2 of these shelves for, I think it was $92, and of course, plus tax. So these are fantastic. I mean, you just pull them out. And then the top flips over. And it has a little hook where you can hook to keep that top down and secure. And then on the back it has an area where you can lock it in. I don't know if you can see all that, but anyhow. And this way it's not going to fold on you when you pick it up and stuff. So the other thing I do is I have, of course, this plug. And this plug I use, well, it's a, what do you call it? I can't think what it's called. I could plug multiple lights, grow lights in this, and it has a one switch here. I could turn it off, I could turn it on. So at night, you know, once the plants germinate and I don't want light going on them for 24 hours, you know, flip a switch, I can shut it off. Surge protector, that's what it is. So anyhow, I plugged this in. I might have to get one more because I really crowded them in last year, and I know I did because when my son came over and he seen all these plugs into this, he started laughing, and I don't think it was like a oh, that's funny, Mom. I think it was like, are you kidding me? Laugh. So anyhow, I have this. So I got 2 shelves for $90-some. I do have another shelf, but I also get into crafts. So I moved 2 of the shelves that fold like this into my craft room. So no matter what, these shelves are useful. And in, you know, when I'm done starting my plants and everything, and they start going out into the greenhouse, I could fold these up and I put them in the garage. They don't take up any room. So, and my house isn't that big. So, and I like it out here because it's, this is my dining room, so it is close to the kitchen sink where, you know, I can fill up in water very easily. And I just have to be careful not to make a mess on the floor with watering or soil or anything. But I usually do the bottom watering. So I have that watering can with a long spout, and I bottom water, and after a while you know exactly how much water to add to that bottom tray so everything wicks up. So it's not like you're watering from the top where the soil can actually spill over. So it's a good practice to bottom water. And plus when you bottom water, you cut down on the those little bugs. They're not fruit flies, or are they? They're not fruit flies. Maybe they are fruit flies. I don't know. They fly around. Gnats. That's what they are. It takes me a minute to remember what I'm talking about as far as what it's called. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set this up. I'll show you what kind of grow lights I use. I have one grow light that is I think about 3 foot long, and that's in my laundry room. That does stay up all year long. I do have cabinets back there, and the grow light that stays up all year is actually hung from underneath, you know, above cabinets. And then I have the counter, and that does stay up all year. And that's what, okay, the camera, it's one thing about this camera that I use, it does overheat like really easily. So I'm not even sure where it left off. Anyhow, I had the one grow light that is about 3 foot long that hangs from underneath a cabinet in my laundry room. That stays up year round. And that's where I start the majority of my seeds. And the first thing that usually goes under there, if I'm starting petunias or snapdragons, I will start them under that grow light. And that grow light, especially for the snapdragons, from what I understand, it does need light to germinate. So when it says that, that means that you want a constant light. I mean, I've started other plants that said it needs light to germinate, and they germinated. So the other thing is you don't want to bury those seeds. Don't cover them with soil if it says light to germinate. I think that's basically what they're trying to say. Not that you have to leave a grow light on for 24/7. So anyhow, okay, so probably the end of this month, it's January 9th, I will be starting, or as soon as I get my seeds. I ordered some petunias, I ordered some snapdragons that I start for my garden. And you know, if you start your own seeds, even if you just do a few things just for your own personal use, the money that you save from buying flex, like the petunias, you save a lot of money if you start your own seeds. So I did just do, well, last year I did a video. I'll do another quick one on starting petunias and snapdragons, how I do it. But last year there is a video that I did on starting petunias and snapdragons. So if you want to research that, go back through, and it's labeled starting petunias and snapdragons. And then also on uppotting the petunias and the snapdragons. Because the snapdragons, once they start germinating and they're tiny little seedlings, that's when I start uppotting them. And mainly because I don't want their roots getting entangled too much with each other. So when they're tiny little seedlings, you know, you can take it out and uppot them in the tray cells to put in your trays. And so I do separate all of them. They're absolutely gorgeous. I have so many videos on snapdragons, taking care of your snapdragons, pruning your snapdragons, saving seed from your snapdragons. So a lot of that is in the history. I'll probably repeat some of that because I know there's some new subscribers, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And there's also a group that we have, Flying by the Seed of My Plants. That's in Facebook. And this way we can talk to each other, you know, through Facebook, and show pictures of what we're doing, helping each other. If you have any questions, there's a lot of seasoned gardeners in there. So, you know, during November and December, it kind of quiets down quite a bit, you know, because we're in Northeast Ohio, so there's not a whole lot going on with gardening. But it starts ramping up in January. And then through the whole season of gardening. So it's just a good group. You get to know people in there. I try to encourage people to share what they do. I don't do everything. So there are some farmers in there. Just so many different varieties of gardening people in that group. So anyhow, I think it's a good group. So all right, so I'm just going to show you really quick. I'm going to put my 2 shelves up, and this is in my dining room. I don't have a large area to put grow lights, so I'll show you what I do because it might help somebody else if you don't have a lot of space for your grow lights. So every January I start doing this. The grow lights are in a closet. I save the boxes. I'll show you what grow lights I'm talking about and what I use. And the grow lights I do get on Amazon, and I'll show you what brand that is too. And actually, I'm going to pause this. Well, you won't. I'll be right back as far as you're concerned. But I'm gonna check the price to see where it's at today. Okay, let me get these set up. Okay, there's the one. Oh, and the other one is in the laundry room. I'm gonna grab that shelf. Okay. Okay, all you do is just pull them apart. It's so simple. And just moving that plug thing out of the way. Okay, and this is going right in front of, I had that pulled because I didn't want all the glare, but now we're getting the glare. But anyhow, this is where the other shelf goes, and I like it because this is my sliding glass door. So during the day, it still gets some sunlight from outside too. I'm gonna close this for now. Don't get all that glare. Okay, so got my shelves up. Oh, wait, I forgot to do that for this one. So easy. This has 4 shelves, and these are actually perfect for the grow light that I use. And this is AeroGarden LED grow light, 45 watts. And I'm going to pause this for a second because I forgot to check the price. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these. And I have 8 shelves over here, so one of these I'll probably set up somewhere else. So for now, that can go on the side. But anyhow, let me check out the price on that. Hang on. Okay, so for this grow light from AeroGarden, it's an LED grow light. It was $143 right now. I gotta get Abby. Hey, hang on, I gotta get a retreat. You know how it goes. Okay, so I went on Amazon, and the regular listing price they have at about $145 for this exact grow light. Right now they have it on Amazon for, it's 103 something, just say 104, and of course plus tax. I have been using these, to be honest, I'm not sure exactly how long, but it's been quite a few years. Definitely over 4 years. There was, I think, one that I had to replace the plug. So anyhow, I'll show you this grow light. The one in the laundry room is different. So pick this up. And it comes with these 2 stands. Okay, so you can see that. And of course your plug. And this, you can also have the option of hanging it. I don't, I just use the stands. And then I pack this away pretty much almost like I got it. I save this to protect the light. And I set this down for a minute. It's all right back into the box. Because at the end of the season, this is all going to be packed away. And I have an in my spare bedroom, in the closet, is where I store all these boxes. Okay, so that goes down. Okay, so this is that adapter, and like I said, I think I only had to replace one, and I think what happened was water did get on it. That's the only thing I could think that happened. And I don't know, rusted it out or something, I have no clue. So anyhow, there is a hole that's on the side where I plug it in, and sometimes it takes a few minutes. Oh, I gotta plug it in. Oh, there it goes. Very, very bright. And then of course I put this side over here, and I'm gonna hook it up to the stand. Okay, so when I start, I usually start on the lowest level, and there are some, when I run out of room in the back laundry room, I do have to, excuse me, start some seedlings out here. And once they start germinating, you want them as close to the light as you can, and as they grow, you can lower it. This is as far down as it goes, but it will go up. So a lot of times I will use trays upside down or something like that. But anyhow, it goes up pretty high. It even goes up higher than that. It goes. So when they really start growing, your plants have plenty of room to grow. Just put it down. Okay, so this one I just plugged in, but anyhow, some things it doesn't have, the actual cord thing does not have an actual on-off switch, so that's why I like using that, you know, where I put all the cords in. That has the on-off switch. Otherwise, you just unplug it. And I usually unplug it from the outlet, not from up here, because I don't want to be pulling this out here too many times. To me, it could damage it if you... Okay, so I got this all set up and all the lights are working. So I just got to go ahead and unpack 4 more and get this set up on this side. And I'm ready to start the growing season. Okay, she's got some pig's ears right now to keep her busy until I finish this up. Okay, so the grow lights right now, they are showing on Amazon. It's the Arrow Garden LED grow light. Now it might pop up with several, so I'm going to try and put the link to this grow light. Because when you put in Arrow Garden LED grow light, it's a 45 watt. That might narrow it down a little bit more, but it might show a whole bunch of different grow lights. And I mean, if you're interested in what I got, I'm going to try and put a link in there, in the description or in the comments. So anyhow, that's not a bad price. It's $103, I think, right now, plus tax. I think I've paid more than that every time I've bought these. And this has been over the years that I keep adding the grow lights. So I still have one more, but I think I have my fill of grow lights right now. So I do have to run up to the store, buy a couple things. I'm going to buy another surge protector plug. And so this way it's not all on one. And I think I'm all set. I mean, I have plenty of my grow cells. And underneath these lights and with this shelving unit, it does fit the 10 by 20 grow tray, which is what I think a lot of people do use when they start their seeds. So anyhow, that's it. If you guys want to leave a comment of what grow light you use, there's another one I use in the back laundry room, which is totally different from this one. And it's awesome. That one gives off more heat because they're the fluorescent bulbs, not the LED. And I like starting my peppers back there because it does give off the heat. And peppers, to germinate, they like to be warm. And typically, when I start my peppers, I leave the light on 24/7, and that way they stay warm. I've never used a heating mat. A lot of people do. I have not done that, and I usually have a great germination rate. I struggled with jalapenos last year, but I did buy new seeds for this year to see how that goes. And right now, Northeast Ohio, it's about 60 degrees outside. Very, 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 very windy. I did do, the last video I did was on winter sowing, and I was winter sowing my milkweed. That's all outside. And the other thing, you know, these are adjustable, but I am fortunate enough to have a greenhouse, and I bought that from Home Depot. It's the Palram greenhouse, 6 foot by 8 foot. Absolutely love it. A friend of mine's friend helped me put that whole thing up and together. I wish I would have bought a bigger one. And anybody that has a greenhouse, I think they always wish they would have gotten a bigger one. Definitely wish I would have gotten a bigger than 6 by 8. I didn't realize how much I was going to use it as far as how many plants I was going to start, because I really started getting into doing a plant sale. So I typically, between the tomatoes, peppers, herbs, and everything else, I usually have about 1,000 plants. And it's funny how that whole thing started, because maybe one day I'll get into how I started getting into seed starting. Besides saving money, anyhow, I'll get into that on another video. But so there you go. This is my setup for the beginning of the season. And that's it. And if you guys want to leave a comment on what grow light you use, if you like it, if you don't like it, if anybody has tried any of these grow lights, and whatever you feel, you know, you want to share on how you like it or not, I guess that's it. And it is time for me to go. All right. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. All right. Bye. You know, it dawned on me after I said, see you on the next one. The reason why I brought up my greenhouse was when my plants start getting high, because of the shelving unit down here, it will only go as top as the next shelf. You know what I mean? This one will go up to here because it's on the top shelf. Anyhow, because of the greenhouse, by the time the peppers are established, that's when they start going out into my greenhouse, which is in the spring then. And at that time, a lot of the tomatoes are underneath the grow light in the laundry room, which I can go over all that kind of stuff, what I start and how I do it. And so anyhow, the peppers are starting to go out into the greenhouse in Northeast Ohio. So typically at night, I do have to put that greenhouse heater on. I mean, that's just a given that I'm going to have to do that. Hopefully not too much. Last year, we had a very, very, very cold spring. It was, I think, one of the worst springs for gardeners in quite a while. It really didn't start warming up on a regular basis until the beginning of June. And I even think the first week of June was kind of chilly. So I didn't start planting my garden until the beginning of the second week of June. That was last year, which to me was kind of late. I mean, the year before that, we started planting in May. You are taking your chances. You know, you want to pay attention to, I go to the Farmer's Almanac to see when the last frost date is, and try to go by that, besides just looking at the 10-day forecast. When it gets closer to that last frost date, I do start really paying attention to the 10-day forecast. And, but again, like I said, I do have the greenhouse. I do have to use the heater pretty much every year, in the spring, the beginning. And then that greenhouse just fills up completely. So, I absolutely love that greenhouse. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you on the next one. All right, bye.